Welcome to From the Stands, your one-stop shop podcast for insider access and in-depth interviews with your favorite Billiken coaches and players. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter at Billiken Podcast for the latest news on future episodes. Now, here is your host, Billiken Athletic Director, Chris May.
Welcome back, Billiken fans, to From the Stands, where we do Billiken sports. We're doing Billiken basketball today. He doesn't need an intro, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ishan Sharma from Milton, Ontario, rising junior, had a great first season here at the Billikens. Let me share a couple of the statistics here. Shoots 44% from the field, pretty dang good. 42% from three, really good. Average 9.1. We will talk about this shortly, but went on a massive heater in Olean, New York one night at St. Bonaventure, put up 9 threes. Had 6 threes against Dayton, had 4 against VCU, but just I couldn't be more happy for you in the first go around here at the Billikens-ish. As you get to reflect for a minute here, what's your reflection from the season? It seemed like just yesterday we were first meeting. You were here from Virginia, trying to figure St. Louis out. What's your reflection?
I mean, I've had a blast playing this year. You know, you can't ask for much more than we accomplished this year. The group of people that I was able to do it with, the team, the staff, Coach Shirts, obviously. You know, it wasn't just fun when we were winning. Of course, we won a lot of games, but even, you know, when we had some tough games, just to be able to go through those experiences with my brothers that I met this year was amazing. And of course, we got to the tournament, won a game in the tournament. Everyone dreamed of doing that, so, you know, can't complain.
What's been your biggest learn? You've been in St. Louis all of 11 months. What's been your biggest learn?
I would say this year I'm more just coming into my own. I would say, like, just not trying to change, like, who you are at all. Like, I feel like, you know, young people, their minds are kind of impressionable. You know, like they are influenced about their surroundings. Which everyone is, but I feel like, you know, this year, especially second year in college, I kind of know what to expect now. Right. Just not having to be anyone but myself. And if I believe that, you know, being myself is enough, then I feel like that attitude is kind of contagious with everyone. So if you're just cool with who you are, then everyone's going to be cool with who you are as well.
You're not drinking from that freshman fire hose anymore.
Not anymore. I'm a little more grown. It.
Yeah, that's great. So one thing I was really impressed by is your work rate. You have a high level of ability to work your tail off in the gym. Have you always had that? Have you had that from a little kid? Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I would say I've had it for a while now. I think the first kind of taste of that, I was introduced to that at the end of my 6th grade year. I used to at the end of my 6th grade year, one summer, I had a friend that I saw working out a lot. He was a couple years older than me, and we used to be in the gym 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Used to sneak into the gyms when they weren't open, and I feel like that summer kind of started a trend for me, just trying to outwork my competition, outwork my own potential, like what I thought was possible. And I feel like the whole thing with me is just I'm super competitive, so I never want someone else to be, in the gym or working hard while I'm not. So, that's what drives that. But I would say from a young age I was like that.
It didn't surprise me. You had a couple scrimmages last summer where you went on those heaters. So I was just waiting for it to happen in a game. But it became very evident why is because you're in the gym all the time. You get a lot of shots off. And so that rule of 10,000 hours is real, isn't it? You put your time in, and I talk to all recruits, as you well know I did with you and everybody, is those people that are willing to put that time in, you get to reap the rewards.
Right. No doubt. That's the biggest thing.
So how do you take from having a really, really good year, what's the next step for Ish? What's the next step to take that next level of play for you?
Yep, just to continue to expand my game, continue to build my confidence. This is a good foundation year for me. I think I can make a big leap next year leadership-wise, losing some of our seniors, some of our go-to guys, so just an opportunity to step in that role and kind of fill that void, and just that's what's being demanded. So, I got to step up to the plate, just continue to work on my game, show things that maybe people haven't seen before, and kind of just open the country's eyes.
Let's talk for a minute about that first NCAA tournament game that couldn't have gone any better. You're playing in that, and everything is clicking. It's clicked for everybody. What's the feeling both on the field and on the bench when you're part of an organization that's flat out on it?
Yeah, I don't think there's a better feeling, I would say, in my life than winning, and winning like that. Like that was like kind of like pure domination that specific day. Yeah. And that's a great feeling because you know how much work that's went into that. Like, we started last June. Yep. Every day, you know how Coach Shirts, he makes us go, you know what I'm saying? Like, he makes us work. And the band of brothers that I built throughout that journey, I think that was just a testament to how hard we worked every single day and how much we cared about each other. And when those things, when we were able to execute and shine on the biggest stage of college basketball, I think that's just a testament to the work and the love we had for each other and our competitive character.
There was one family that was pulling big time on Selection Sunday that we went to Buffalo.
Right.
How fired up was the Sharma family? Because they were all there.
Yeah. They were super fired up. When we saw that they'll be in Buffalo, I had gotten like 30 ticket requests. It
was great.
I rolled pretty deep. So I was able, to get my family out there, my extended family, my cousins, my friends, all my village of people. So it was fun, man. It was only about an hour, 20-minute drive for them. So It was nothing. So it was good to, obviously live my dream, one of my dreams, and then have them share that dream with me. So.
Have them participate in it.
Exactly.
Your mom and dad and your crew were awesome.
Yeah.
They were up there in the stands going crazy
Going
with all
crazy,
of us.
yeah,
That was
no
super
doubt.
cool. So your goals moving forward, what do you want to get done this summer? We've got 9 returners. We got 6. We got 4 now, but we'll have 6 before it's all over, hopefully by June 1. What has to get done between June and October?
Yeah. I would say just, so we have a foundation with our 9 guys. Last summer was a bunch of learning because there's lots of new faces. Right. This year there's some, familiarity with the system, what needs to be done, how the way the coaching staff is. So just integrating the new guys into the system, us 9 can all be leaders, and there can be 9 coaches on the floor. We everyone knows what's expected of us. And just continue to build on that foundation. Like I said, add the new pieces in, kind of build that bond. I think summertime is where you build the biggest bonds on and off the court. Like, you're going out to eat or, playing board games or playing a video game, watching movies, and obviously there's on the court, trying to rip each other's heads off. But that's what it kind of like makes us close. That's what got us close last year in the summer. So this is just going to be another great summer.
So how are you going to help lead in the summer? We had Robbie and Top Golf and all that other stuff. So what's going to be your go-to to bring these guys together this fall? Or this summer, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I definitely think I like bowling.
Oh, you can bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can bowl a little bit.
All right.
Obviously, like I have a good living room. I kind of set it up kind of nice. So
good.
Have people over, watch some movies, make fun of each other, order some
Spend
pizza.
time, build relationships.
Just quality time with us, I think is the biggest
cool.
thing. We don't really have to do it like any activity per se, but I think just when we spend time with each other, especially off the court, it kind of pays dividends.
How do you help bring the rest of the guys along for the extra work in the summer? Because we all know champions are made in the off season.
Right.
How do you help bring guys along to do that?
I would say there's 2 ways you can do that is, through your actions and obviously like through your words. So through your actions, if I continue to be in the gym, continue to get my extra reps in, extra work in, ask coaching staff, tell me get extra work in, when guys see that, they want to get, they're motivated to, okay, he's setting the standard that, you got to work really hard, got to get your extra reps in, like I'm gonna join him. And then, like, after practice, pulling a couple guys aside, be like, okay, hey, let's get some extra shots up. Let's work on this. Let's work on that. And that kind of fosters a culture of, okay, like, we're not just doing the bare minimum. We're doing what champions do. We're doing what, winners do, which is the extra mile, the extra rep, the extra 10 shots, the extra 100 shots, the extra 500 shots. It all adds up. So if you do that every single day, compound interest.
You got it.
It
adds up real
dividends.
fast.
Real fast.
I got to ask you about one part of your game
Yep.
that I think nobody talks about,
Yep.
the defensive end,
Yep.
of which I saw unbelievable growth with what you were doing. How much do you focus? A lot of people say defense leads to the other end. How much do you focus on that?
Yeah, that was big. I thank you for saying that.
You did. I'm telling you, I saw it.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm just glad that I was able to grow in that department. I mean, defense is one of those things where it's kind of like it requires some skill, of course, but not really. Like, it's just more pride and heart and, you know, trying to keep your man in front of you and just having the mentality of, okay, like, he's not going to score on me. And when you have that mentality, I think it's contagious. Like, everyone wants to not let their man score. Everyone wants to not be the reason why there's a breakdown. So I just felt like it's super important because sometimes your shot's not going to fall. You know, sometimes you're not going to score 100 points. But if you can limit the other team and hold them under 70 points, you'll put yourself in a good position to win. And I feel like, you know, they say defense wins championships, and they're 100% right.
No question.
So
how you grew, and you got some big rebounds last year. There were some big time plays where you made defensively and rebounding that led to wins. So I was really impressed.
Thank you.
So final question:
Yep.
What are your goals for next season?
Hey, my goals for next season is definitely hang a banner. I want to hang another one, but I don't want it to say shared. I want it to say outright. I want to make the NCAA tournament, and I want to get, you know, past where we got to this year. I want to make it all the way, honestly, and I think we have a good infrastructure to do so. I think we can compete with anyone in the country. I think that was evident this year as well. And I just want to be a leader for the guys, you know, of course, bring my game to the next level. But that's all downstream from team success. You know, when we win as a team, then, you know, your strengths get amplified and people get to see what you do best on a bigger scale. You know, you got more eyes on you when you win. So that's really my goals, and be able to do it with 9 guys that I knew from last year is can't ask for more than that.
Well, clearly you had a great year one. You're growing daily in leading and in verbalizing how you lead. That's what I'm really impressed by. Is a year ago we wouldn't have been having this conversation because you wouldn't have been presenting like this. Now you're totally ready to lead. You watched Robbie, you watched others, and now you get to be part of it. And so that's a big time moment. But between how you grew defensively and when you go on those offensive heaters, it is fun to watch. Ish.
Appreciate it.
That is fun to watch.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to watch some more of it.
Yes, sir.
Any final message you want to send to Billiken Nation here before we wrap it up, and they can come in June and see the new group play together?
Billiken Nation, I know we're off for a while, but we'll be back on your screens and back on the court real soon. So we expect you guys to bring it from day one, because, you know, we're going to be playing for y'all next year, and we can do some special things. Roll Bills.
Hey, Ish, I looked it up. 33 days till we start practicing again.
Man.
It's going to be here soon.
Yup.
So there you have it. Ishan Sharma, our rising junior, but really just a pleasure to have him as a Billiken. Had a great season, helped our team do a school record 29 wins, and the future and the best is yet to come for this young guy and for the Billiken basketball. So until we do it again, thanks for being with us, and roll Bills.
Thanks for listening to From the Stands with Billiken Athletic Director Chris May. Subscribe to our podcast in the iTunes Store and have the latest episodes sent straight to your phone. Go Billikens!